Deep within the ancient desert caves of Qumran, a forgotten parchment holds more than just sacred song. For centuries, scholars believed the Psalms were merely poetic expressions of faith and sorrow. Yet, hidden beneath the surface of the original Hebrew text lies a complex mathematical structure, carefully woven by ancient prophets to hide profound eternal secrets from untrusted eyes. When scribes meticulously copied every letter onto animal skin scrolls, they followed strict sacred rules that preserved a precise numerical balance. A single extra character would invalidate the entire scroll, rendering it useless. Was this obsessive precision meant only to prevent human copying errors, or were these ancient scholars actively safeguarding an intricate cipher embedded within the sacred text? Consider the famous acrostic structure found within Psalm 119, the longest chapter in the Bible. Structured meticulously around the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, each section begins with a sequential letter. Beyond its poetic harmony, scholars have discovered that this structural alignment creates a geometric key, opening doors to deeper spiritual interpretations hidden for millennia. This ancient encoding technique is known as gematria, where every Hebrew letter corresponds to a specific numerical value. By converting words into numbers, hidden connections between seemingly unrelated verses begin to emerge clearly. When calculated, phrases describing divine mercy match the exact mathematical values of creation itself, suggesting a deliberate design far beyond human capability. Why would King David and the ancient psalmists conceal such profound knowledge within poetic songs? During times of foreign invasion, persecution, and exile, open declarations of divine truth were extremely dangerous. Encoding wisdom allowed sacred teachings to survive through generations, disguised as innocent songs of worship that enemies would never think to censor or destroy. As cryptographers apply modern computing algorithms to these ancient texts, the patterns become even more undeniable. Equidistant letter sequences, skip codes hidden at regular intervals throughout the Psalms, reveal names, dates, and historical occurrences that unfolded centuries after the text was originally written down. Could these ancient poems actually contain a precise timeline of future events? One of the most fascinating discoveries involves the alignment between specific psalm numbers and modern historical years. Scholars point to Psalm 48, which speaks about the establishment and glory of the Holy City, corresponding remarkably with the year 1948. Skeptics call it coincidence, but the mathematical probability of such alignments occurring repeatedly is astonishingly low. Beyond historical timelines, the Psalms contain hidden musical frequencies designed to impact the human soul directly. Ancient Hebrew worship utilized specific microtonal scales that modern scientific research now recognizes as deeply healing. These specific audio patterns were crafted to lower anxiety, restore inner peace, and open the human mind to divine revelation and transformative prayer. Consider Psalm 22, written centuries before crucifixion was ever invented as a method of execution. The text explicitly describes details that perfectly mirror historical accounts of suffering, down to the division of garments and specific words uttered in agony. Was David merely writing a personal lament, or was he tapping into a timeless divine matrix? The divine structure extends even into the mathematical ratio of the sacred texts themselves. When analyzing the proportion of praise versus lament throughout the 150 Psalms, researchers discovered a pattern closely matching the golden ratio, a fundamental mathematical constant found everywhere across natural creation, from spiral galaxies to human DNA structures. This divine signature suggests that the universe and the Psalms were authored by the exact same supreme intellect. Just as nature follows unseen mathematical laws to maintain harmony, the poetry of the Psalms follows precise spiritual laws designed to align human hearts with heavenly peace. But what happens when we look closer at the central psalm? Right at the mathematical center of the entire Bible sits Psalm 118. It stands as an eternal bridge between the shortest chapter and the longest chapter in sacred scripture. Within this pivotal center lies a powerful message about trust, strength, and divine protection, serving as a structural anchor that holds the entire sacred narrative together seamlessly. For centuries, dedicated mystics and modern researchers debated whether these hidden codes were intentionally placed by human hands or guided by divine inspiration. If ancient prophets consciously encoded these messages, they possessed mathematical knowledge far beyond their era. If guided unknowingly, then every stroke of the pen was directed by an omniscient power shaping human history. Skeptics argue that with enough text, human minds will naturally find patterns anywhere, a phenomenon known as confirmation bias. Yet, when rigorous statistical models are applied to the Psalms, the concentration of meaningful overlapping codes far exceeds random chance. The mathematical odds clearly suggest something far more deliberate than mere coincidence or simple human imagination. In times of deep personal crisis, people throughout history have instinctively turned to the Psalms for comfort without fully understanding why. Beyond intellectual codes and numerical ciphers, there lies a profound emotional resonance encoded into these sacred words. They speak directly to human suffering, anxiety, and the universal longing for divine connection and inner peace. Consider how Psalm 23 functions almost like an acoustic shield for the human mind. Its carefully crafted poetic rhythm and reassuring imagery effectively lower stress responses in the brain. Ancient priests understood that repetitive recitation of these specific structures induced a calm, meditative state, shielding the human spirit from despair during life's darkest, most difficult valleys. The true secret code of the Psalms is not merely a puzzle meant to satisfy curiosity or decode historical predictions. It is a transformational key designed to unlock peace within the human heart. Each verse invites the reader into a deeper state of contemplation, shifting consciousness from earthly worries to heavenly stillness and profound faith. As we piece together the historical ciphers, the mathematical structures, and the profound emotional harmony, a unified picture begins to emerge clearly before us. The Psalms were designed as a living sanctuary, a portable temple made of words that anyone, anywhere in the world, could enter to find spiritual refuge, healing, and divine guidance. Scholars continue to discover new layers within the ancient Hebrew text, proving that this sacred treasure chest is far from fully exhausted. Every generation unlocks fresh insights tailored precisely for their time. The ancient prophets buried these light-filled codes deep within the text, knowing they would shine brightest when humanity needed them most. Perhaps the greatest miracle of the Psalms is their unique ability to transcend time, culture, and language barriers worldwide. Whether read in original Hebrew or translated into hundreds of modern dialects across the globe, the underlying mathematical and spiritual resonance retains its inherent power to quiet troubled minds and restore broken spirits effortlessly and profoundly. When you speak these ancient words, you are participating in a timeless tradition that has brought solace to millions across centuries. The codes hidden within the Psalms are not meant to remain abstract intellectual theories, but practical keys that open your heart to divine comfort, unwavering spiritual strength, and everlasting hope in times of uncertainty. As you reflect on these hidden truths, allow the tranquil rhythm of the Psalms to calm your thoughts today. The ancient prophets crafted these songs not just for their own era, but specifically for souls seeking light in moments of darkness. Peace is not just promised within these pages, it is structurally embedded into every line. The mystery of the Psalms invites us to look beyond the surface of life and trust that an overarching divine hand is actively guiding our journey. Every word, every number, and every line serves as a gentle reminder that you are part of a greater, beautifully ordered plan designed with endless love and divine intention. The ancient code remains open to all who seek it with an open heart and a quiet mind. As the ancient scrolls revealed long ago, Deep within the sacred verses lies a sanctuary of eternal peace waiting to be discovered. Step into that peace today, and let the timeless message of the Psalms guard your heart forever.